It's your boy Gruff here, back with another video, and today I got a special video, guys. Man, today we're gonna be back with the Tournament Power Season 104 Best Teams Guide. So you guys know every season they change up the tier boost for each team. So I kind of make a little adjustments just based off like how some team might be a little bit better than others compared to like the tier boost and stuff. So that grants you higher points to try to get the 1.5k CCs and everything. So I'm gonna have a list of teams. I really want you guys, when it comes to replacements, to please watch the full segment of whatever team you're on. I know that when I first show the team, right, like I show like kind of like the best characters, but please watch through the full thing to see the replacement for each color, because I do talk about it for each team. That's why they have a full segment. So yeah, when it comes to TOP, man, like I said, I always suggest to focus on your resource on one team. When it comes to Z powering, getting your friendship level 10, getting the TOP equipment, getting them the Zenkai 7, their Zenkai character, all that stuff matters, because at the end of the day you want to deal the most damage and you want to take the least amount of damage, and all that stuff plays a big factor into it. So I do recommend invest in your TOP team, because it is an investment. I've been rocking the same team for how many seasons, and like I've gotten so much CCs out of it without me having to really change my lineup at all. I've been using the same lineup for a very long time. So I mean, like, I don't really got to change much, because I already put in the pain and invested all the resources that I need to make my team good. So I don't even got to worry about the little stuff anymore. So yeah, I'm gonna talk about the best teams and everything. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Subscribe to the channel. Like I said, the second LF for the DB campaign is coming soon. And then we have the 7th anniversary coming literally in a month and a half. So let's say the CCs, let's grind this much CCs, and let's get straight into the next segment. Alright, so for the next segment, I want to talk about the equipment. I think I'm going to start adding this into it, because some people are really curious about my equipment. So when it comes to equipment, I always emphasize try to get units to 7 stars, because there is an equipment that is really powerful that has a star requirement, and I'm going to get that to it. So let's get straight to it. So for the first equipment, every character on my thing has this iron equipment. It has 1 slot. It's called Out of the Way. The reason why I have it, even though there's other equipment that give you 2 slots or 3 slots, is just because of the base health. I prioritize health over anything. Even when I play PvP, TOP, you just have a lot more hit points, so it's harder for you to die. So that's the only reason why I have this equipment. Even though it has 1 slot, the slot 1 is base health, and I'd rather prioritize that than anything with like blast defense or strike defense. I'd rather go with the 1 slot of the base health. Then after that, for every, I got this one. I think this is by far just the best equipment for TOP. This is the one that has, you gotta have that character to be 7 stars or higher. And you guys see here, slot 1 is base health, and then slot 2 and slot 3 is just double offense. So it's basically just a better version of that iron equipment. It's just that you get extra offense and you're getting base health. So both of those combined, you can get 10% base health. And then if you're based on a team that you have like a max base health character that's runnable as one of your main 6, and that's really powerful. Like, that's a lot of HP there. So having those 2 equipments is really powerful. And then the last equipment, it really just based off the character's attack type. So basically, like Super Baby 2, he support. So I have the gold support. I mean, you have a blast base with Super Boo, so I have the blast base gold equipment. CMZ is strike base, so I have the strike base gold equip. And then you have a character like LF Piccolo, where he is a defensive type, so I have the defensive gold type. So yeah, that's pretty much it with the equipment. I mean, you can see like any of my team like characters here, I have it all the same. Pretty much godly, right? Just to flex on people and stuff. So yeah, without further ado, let's get straight on to the teams, and we're going to start off with Regen. Alright, so for my Regen blast based team, it's the same team, bro. Like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, don't change it, right? So I'm gonna keep rocking this team. It's just really been helping me out. But yeah, let's talk about the backup characters. So for me, I always rock Metal Cooler and Piccolo Jr. That's because, one, I always take out CMZ, and then like Metal Cooler is just by far the best. He's just the best like high EX character that's in the Z and the S tier spot, so I always use him. Usually he's in the Z tier spot, but there's some times where he drops down to S, but I still use him because he heals himself, so that's, you know, that's a good thing, and he has this good, you know, damage wise and stuff. So that's usually like my backup. But if you guys don't have PJ, if you guys don't have Metal Cooler at high stars, another good one is definitely this Fuse Piccolo here. I mean, just the amount of healing he does is really powerful. He also will get Zenkai buff by LF Piccolo. You rock them together as the main 6. A character that I've been using a ton before I started when I pulled Metal Cooler and started to Z power him up. Then when it comes to S tier, the S tier, they actually got a lot of characters to choose from. Not a lot, I'll say a good amount, but Piccolo Jr. is really good. I like his Z ability for the team, for blast based regen, for the blast based team. You have Metal Cooler, Zenkai Metal Cooler. He's actually pretty good. He has ways of healing. He doesn't do the most amount of damage based off his kit, but I mean, he's a Zenkai character, so that kind of helps him a ton, right? You have this free to play Metal Cooler. He gives support. He has debuffs. Pretty solid free to play character. You do have this Super Boo here, high key recovery character. He can stun. He also gives support for like event exclusive and free to play characters, so that's pretty nice. And then after that, I think the other character that I really like will be Omega Shenron. I think Omega Shenron is probably might be the best character here. Like EX, he still gets the job done. I used to rock him a ton before I just went the boot tanks just because of the guaranteed blue card, but I mean, just the fact that he's an S tier character and he's, you know, put it in pain, I like that a lot. Now, I wouldn't talk about EX Nail. I usually talk about EX Nail when he's in the Z tier spot, so I don't really want to mention him. And then I'll probably just mention Fusion Kamikolo Legends Road. I think he's okay. He has okay support, but I'll kind of put him last. So, anyways, I'll get to the main 6 here. The main 6 of my region team. I mean, Super Baby 2 is a must-have. The healing that he gives every turn makes regen unkillable. Constant healing each turn. It makes them survive. Survivability. You must have him. You could possibly run him without Zenkai. I think there was a time where I used to rock him without being it fully Zenkai. He still got the job done. But I mean, if he's Zenkai 7, if he can get Zenkai 7, just Zenkai him up. Right? So you got him. After that, I do have CMZ and Purple Cell as my other characters. I mean, they generate blue cards pretty fast. They had pretty good damage, high key recovery. CMZ, he can get high gauge for special move, just like the Cell. So pretty good characters both, and they just have great Z abilities. So I really do like them together. And then also I have LF Piccolo and boot tanks. They're there for they're guaranteed blue cards, right? Boot tank's first turn and then Piccolo's third turn. So I mean, the fact that they both got a guaranteed blue card can kind of help with, like, in a sense, one-shotting, or really almost one-shotting a character. So it just helps just killing the characters out the way. And then I have Green DAP here. Green DAP, the reason why I usually use him is just because he's usually just like the best green to use. He has a little bit ways of healing and stuff like that, and then he has great debuffs as well. So I definitely wanted to mention him as, you know, the green, and he's a Namekian, so, you know, I'm a little bit biased, right? So let's talk about the replacements, bro. Let's talk about what color we want to talk about. Let's talk about purple. I think purple is the toughest color for regen just because they have the worst. They don't have the best amount of flexible characters for purple. So for purple, you do have Super Boo. Super Boo is pretty solid. I used to rock him. He's pretty good. Any purples here doesn't really interest me. You do have this DKP here. The only issue is he's strike based, so I don't want to add him on a blast based team. I know you have someone like CMZ, but CMZ guarantees a blue card. Every 2 turns, every 2 fights, he heals. And he ramps up over time. He just has a better TOP kick than this DKP here, so I recommend, you know, not using him on a blast based team. When it comes to another purple, I do like Garlic Jr. Garlic Jr. is really good. He gives nullification and support for his allies, so that's really powerful. I know he's strike based, but I mean, the support for like the debuff stuff and abnormal condition really does help the team a ton. Then after that, if not him, you do have the Zenkai Perfect Cell. I know he's strike based, but the fact that he's a Zenkai character, he just has high stats, and it's just going to help him a ton. So I think those are like the best purples. Then after that, I'll probably do Light Skin Piccolo, and then I'll do Red Ribbon Army Piccolo last. Alright, so next we're going to have green. Green is also kind of like a tough color too. It might actually be worse than purple. So green, I do have free to play DKP because he's free to play. After that, you do have Baby Trunks. I think Baby Trunks might be second, just because of the debuffs he gives, especially when facing hybrids and Saiyans. You face a lot of those throughout TOP matches. After that, I'll add in this green Piccolo, but I wouldn't put him third. I'll probably put him like 5th. I'm not the biggest fan of what he does in my opinion. And after that, I think all the other good greens are in the C tier spot. I actually do like First Form Cell a lot over all of them because he heals 10%, which is really powerful. You do have Cryhon, you do have Evil Boo and Omega Shenron. Those are really good options, but you have to use an extra C tier for that spot. But if I had to pick the best one, I'll probably say First Form Cell because his debuffs and then he heals 10% each fight, which is ridiculous. When it comes to the yellow, like I said, I have LF Piccolo for me, guaranteed blue, really nice. Zenkai buffer as well. You do have Rage Shenron. Rage Shenron is really powerful. I think if he gets hit, he with a strike, he stuns, and then a hit with a blast, he kind of heals a little bit. And he has nice support, so really good character. I would say second will probably be Majin Buu good. He gives key recovery support and damage support, and I think he actually, I don't know if he heals his allies. No, he heals himself every time he lands a blast or strike, which is really nice for himself. So a little bit of healing there. I really like that a ton. And then when it comes to the B tier spot, it's crazy that Super Baby 2 is actually in the B tier. That's pretty interesting. For the blast based regen team, I'll probably put in the free to play Perfect Form Cell. I'll probably put him fourth. And then when it comes down to the B tier spot, you're pretty much just using strike based characters like Super Baby 2 and then Perfect Form Cell, pretty much there. So after that, we do have blue. Blue, I have Omega Shenron, and I do have Metal Cooler. Really good options for blue. Then after that, no good blues in the A tier. I don't like, my bad about that. I don't really like any of the blues there. And then for the B tier spots, I would say second Form Cell because he is a blast based character. I'm glad that he's not in C tier. Excuse me, I'm sorry about that for coughing. But yeah, Cell, great blast based character. I think he's pretty solid. I wish he was a little bit higher, but I mean, great debuffs, which is really powerful. So I definitely put him definitely like third or second for sure. Then after that, for C tier, you don't really have no blues for real. I mean, LF Kid Buu and then Zamasu. And I think that's pretty much all the colors for regen, right? Oh, I forgot to add LF Cell. I think I didn't do red. I didn't do red. My bad. I didn't do red. So red, you do have PJ. You do have Metal Cooler. I probably put them like third and fourth. Then after that, I probably put Buhan at like second just because of his high key restore speed. Or I'll probably put him third, and I'll probably put those other two fourth and fifth. And then you do have Goku Piccolo. Really good. You do have, is that free to play 21? Really good. And then if you want to use Ultra Cell, you definitely can. The only issue I have with Ultra Cell is a lot of you guys not going to have him at 14 stars because it's really difficult to pull copies of him. So he's going to be at lower stats. He does good, good things. It's just that, you got to have a 14 star, and it's pretty difficult to have high star Ultra, but you can definitely use him as well. And yeah, that's pretty much it with Regen Blast. Let's hop into the next team. Alright, next we got Regen Strike Base. I actually think the team actually is a little bit better just because of some changes, right? We actually do got the new LFDKP. And then also, there's a character that got moved up from the C tier spot to the B tier spot. So I think it kind of helps the team, free up a little bit of some space. So yeah, for the backup characters, it's going to be like Regen Blast. I think the Regen Blast base S and Z tier characters are just better than the Strike base. So like I said, Metal Cooler, EX Piccolo here for Z, and then S tier Piccolo Jr., Metal Cooler, the Zenkai, and the free to play blue one, Super Buu, and then Omega Shenron, and then Legends Road Piccolo. You could add in EX now just because he has double offense. So if you just want more strike based, like strike attack Z ability on your team, you can add them in there. But I just think it's just sticking out with a blast based characters just because they have good kits. I think that's just the way to go for the backup characters. Now when it comes to the main six here, this team is really a little bit more niche in terms because Regen just has better blast based characters than Strike, in my opinion. And their newer Strike characters are pretty much all in the C tier spots. So yeah, I started with Garlic Jr. I think Garlic Jr. is kind of like the center point just because he's nullifying a lot of debuffs. So he transforms, he heals a little bit, so that's really nice. So I add him in the middle just because of his little spot here. You guys know how valuable Super Baby 2 is with his healing, so I'm always going to add him regardless of a strike or blast based team. And then when it comes to the other characters, green, they don't really have a good green strike based character for regen. I can't really think of anybody. Like all the good greens, all the new greens are pretty much blast based. So I just added in free to play DKP just because of the debuffs. He heals when he lands a blast and stuff. So I just added him as my green. And then when it comes for the other colors here, CMZ, right? He gets to thrive more on the strike based team. Heals, guaranteed blues like every 2 fights. He ramps up over time, so really nice there. Now I added Super Baby 2 here as well, just because he's a character that was from the C tier spot that moved to the B tier spot. So another strike based character. He ramps up over time. He also has a he defends himself, got a counter against strike based characters, strike attacks, so that's really nice. And then the last character is kind of like, you can kind of go 2 different ways. Me personally, you could go either the LF perfect cell, just because he's Zenkai buffs Garlic Jr., or in my opinion, you can go with CMZ, just because I think he gets to attack twice, 100%, which is really good. And the fact that he will get Zenkai buff by CMZ, so you can kind of go with that route, or you guys can go with the perfect cell route. It kind of doesn't really matter to me. I just have him at 14 stars and stuff, so I just added him in there. But I think that's kind of like what you can kind of build. Now, when it comes to replacements, like I said, there's a lot more niche on the strike-based teams. So when it comes to blue, if you want to have extra blue, it's pretty much Ultra Janemba, and if it's not Ultra Janemba, then it's pretty much Celza. Not really the biggest fan of them, but they are pretty much like the second base, like strike base blue for regen. I think it's just Ultra Janemba in him. So if you want to add in extra blue, that's pretty much like the best blue characters that are strike base. Now when it comes to purple, like I said, I think it's perfect form cell. I think it's Garlic Jr. And then you could add in Super Boo. He's blast based, but I mean high key recovery and stuff. You could. No, actually, I'll put him 4th. And I'll put in DKP. I'm not the biggest fan of his kit. I don't like the second half about like all these restrictions where it's like 3 or more enemies remaining and stuff. I really feel like it hinders his kit, and it's all based off here. Now this is really good here. Just here, it's really powerful. So if you want to give him a go, you definitely can as well. He's really powerful. It's just that you know, I just prefer perfect form cell because he can Zenkai buff Garlic Jr. just for team synergy wise. Now when it comes to red, it's pretty much CMZ is this transforming cell to perfect form cell. You got Omega Shenron, and then you have Zamasu down here. That's pretty much like my favorite red. You could actually add in this Zamasu, just because he can Zenkai buff. He can double CMZ can get double Zenkai buff if you add him. So like team synergy wise, team building wise, he might be a little bit better, just because CMZ can get double Zenkai buff, which is pretty powerful. When it comes to green, like I said, it's pretty much Orange Piccolo and Fat Boo, and like I just don't think they're worth. So I'd rather just go with green DKP. He's in the A tier spot, and if not green DKP, you could go like Baby Trunks. So when it comes to yellow is pretty much Super Baby 2. I think after that it's probably this Zenkai Cell, just because they're in the same tier. I'll probably put this Cell 3rd, and then if you want to go for another C tier character, Ultra Kid Buu is probably 2nd. Just because his Ultra Z ability helps, I believe, with special move gauge, which is really powerful. And then over time, he ramps up really nice. So, yeah, that's pretty much it with the strike base regen. Let's hop into the next team. Alright, next we got blast base androids. If you guys do hear the fan, it is pretty hot in my room, so I just needed to cool down. So if you guys do hear it, I do apologize. But let's get straight into it. So, androids, I think they actually got a big deal help. Let's talk about the backup in terms of Cell Jr. finally getting back to the Z tier spot. I think there was times where he was like in the A tier and stuff for like, I think the past like 3 seasons. So that kind of like hoed androids, right? So the fact that he's in the Z tier spot, this is a really good character, has a really good kit, ramps up over times and heals, is really powerful. But I think he's just by far the best character in the Z tier spot. I just don't think anybody else is like kind of runnable, so I kind of just rock him just because his value. When it comes to the S tier spot, I think the S tier, they kind of got hold for androids, is really niche. I really think the best 2 androids is this free to play Android 13. I know he's strike based, but he gets the job done. And then this EX Android 17. Now the issue is his Z ability is only for red. So, and he's Zenkai buffs like, I think red, right? Red Android. Red Android. So I mean, it will be for like the next red Android if you rock them together. But you already rocking Cell Junior if you have them, and then you know it is what it is. So kind of niche with their what's the name. I'll probably say I don't even know who else to add in. Maybe you could do free to play Green 18. I think that's a really solid choice. And that's pretty much it though. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah. So let's talk about the main team here. I kind of switched my team up a little bit. Usually I kind of have like this Cell, and I have like the Magenta. Now Magenta is he's more so strike based. I still think he's really good, but I just changed it up just because I think you know Android's got a lot of got another good purple that's in the B tier spot. Got two good B tier purples that I think I can risk having Cell out, and then I can add in a better green for the team. So for my C tiers, I have Super 17, Blue, MVP 17, and then the first form Zenkai Cell. Like the fact that he heals 10% each turn and then he gives debuffs is just ridiculous to me. Really powerful. Blue 17, I think he's just by far the blessed blue androids. I think he gets nullification to like debuffs and stuff for his allies, depending on where you place them, which is really good. And then Super 17, every time he lands a blast card, he's debuffing the enemies and stuff, so that's really powerful, and everything like that. I always add first form Cell here. He's actually moved up to the A tier spot because one, he is a HP for the team. He actually heals his allies and gives damage buffs, and then he's also going to Zenkai buff this free to play 18, where she's actually giving support and healing as well, which is really powerful. So, and then after that, we have purple 17 here. He has great debuffs. He heals when he lands, you know, some blast cards, which is really nice. And then at the end of the third turn, he actually gives support damage buff and he heals himself and charges his own special move gauge. So I think he kind of does a good amount of everything, which I really like. So I just added him onto the team, and he's in the B tier spot. So that's like my main 6 here. When it comes to replacements, let's talk about Blue. I think Blue, finally, that this Cell is actually in the B tier spot. He's a really good character. I just didn't think he was valuable at C tier. So the fact that he's moved to B is a really good option for Android. So if you don't have him at high stars, you could definitely plug him in, and I think he will do pretty good. He has great debuffs, great damage. I think he's pretty good to be second behind MVP 17. Now when it comes to the other blues, all the other blues are just strike based. Like you got free to play Android 13, you have Aider, you have TOP 18, and then you have like Gamma 2 and Celza. But they're all strike based. So after that, we got Red. Red, you got Super 17. You got the tag droids. You do have Ultra Cell as well. Then after that, who I really like, A tier spot. This is a strike based character. This free to play 18 is not a bad option if you have her at 14 stars and that's your high star red character. And then also Zenkai Red 21 as well gets the job done. She's really solid too. Now after that, when it comes to Yellow, Yellow has a lot of options for sure. But it kind of just depends on your stars and stuff, especially with like some of these characters. So Yellow, you got like free to play, perfect form Cell. You do have this EX18 here. I think she's really solid as well. And also you have this other Yellow 18 from the future. She's actually really good because she restores damage. She gives damage buff and allies, you know, healing by 1%. So you could put her in the middle if you don't have her at high stars. You can just swap them out and kind of like readjust it to like this. You could definitely do that, but you could definitely do that. And then after that, I always have the first form Cell there just because of the HP and the Zenkai buff for the Yellow Android, and then healing, and then damage buffs, and then all that stuff I already told you. And then HP for the team is just ridiculous. So I always keep them on my team. Now when it comes to what's color I'm gonna talk about? Purple. Purple, you got, I think the first is this LF Cell here, and then after that, you could put him second. He's gonna be on a strike based team. I mean, he's a strike based character on a blast based team, so that kind of hurts. But then after that, I mean, you pretty much just got the double 17s here. You got the Future 17, or you can do GT 17. I think I like the Future 17 a little bit more just because of the healing and then the extra little support stuff. And then he guarantees he's charging up his blue card. But in this 17, he has a little bit more debuffs. He has better debuffs and stuff. But it's kind of to each their own. You know, you might have a higher star GT17 compared to this 17, so it truly doesn't matter. When it comes to the green though, green you got some good options. I think the best greens are all in the B tier spots. Actually, I think all the other greens are strike-based characters, so we're kind of like not trying to talk to them, right? So the best ones, I like Magenta because I like the debuffs, and I like that he increases his gauge by I think 80, 100% if there's 3 enemies left. So he pretty much gets a guaranteed blue card. That's really powerful. I know he's strike-based, but that's really valuable to me. So I put him second. After that, I put Gamma 1. He has high key recovery, and then I put Gamma. I put Green 21 there as like my 4th option. Also, Gamma 1 is also good yellow. I totally forgot about them. My bad about that. I totally wasn't forgetting. I totally forgot about the Hitler bots. But yeah. Anyways, let's hop into the next team. All right, we got Blasst, LOE team here. So I mean, really niche team. You pretty much just not gonna have too much replacement, but let's get straight into it. So the backup characters for the Z tier and the S tier is just godly. Like that's one of the best things about LOE is their core units. None of them are in the C tier spots. All the other 2 core units, I mean C tier characters are strike based, which is UGF and Go Frieza. So that doesn't really matter for this team. Anyways, from the Z tier spots, they got 3 great options. You got EX Metal Cooler, EX Frieza, the red one, and then you have this EX Green Frieza. I mean, 3 great Z tier options, right? And then if you don't have them at high stars, you're still good because their S tier options are still really good. You got DBS Frieza, you got Zenkai Metal Cooler, Mecha Frieza, and you have free to play Metal Cooler. And then I'll probably say like 3rd, 5th would probably be like first form Frieza, and then like this Zenkai final form Frieza maybe. But I really feel like just those 4 is just good enough. Anyway, let's talk about the main 6. So I mean, when it comes to the main 6, like one of the best things about LOE is just the duality of LF Frieza and Lord Shield. 2 your highest key recovery characters. I mean, next to also that yellow golden Frieza, right? Then there. Right, I mean the LF Frieza also gets double Zenkai buff by himself and Lord Shield, and then Lord Shield he gives HP for the team and support, and then he lands a blue card stuns. There's a lot of character here that stuns like LF Frieza, the red DBS Frieza, green Metal Cooler, the Zenkai, and then Lord Shield when he pops a blue card. You got a healer support character with Rev Frieza, so I mean he also has 2 lives. That's really nice, so he gives support for the team. And I mean healing, so I mean he's kind of like the only healer for the team, so you kind of need him. He's really important to have for this LOE team. And then when it comes to the yellow, you got AGF Frieza. I mean, guaranteed blue card. Depending on how many characters left in the 4th turn, he gets another guaranteed blue or ult, depending on if you put him on that yellow slot, that yellow tile on the one of the 9 bases there to get to use his ultimate card instead of his blue card, which is really insane. So I mean, yeah, that's pretty much it with the main 6 there. When it comes to the backup characters, I mean, it's really difficult to really just find replacements. But I mean, for purple, I mean, really the only best replacements that I like is Mecha Frieza because he is blast based. But if you want to run UGF and Go Frieza, you can. It just kind of hurts the blast based team. After that, you have green. You don't have Zenkai Metal Cooler. I really do like is what's the name here? I do like this free-to-play Final Form Cooler. I do like this free-to-play Final Form Frieza, and I also really do like AGF Unirep Golden Frieza. I really do like those 3 a lot. Now when it comes to blue, like I said, you kind of really need Rev Frieza. Really not really no replacements. You can add in another blue though. You can add in like Blue Metal Cooler, the free-to-play one, but you really need Rev Frieza for that healing for the team. Now when it comes to yellow, I mean AGF Unirep AGF is really powerful. Hard to replace, but if you had to add somebody, I would say Zenkai Full Power Frieza or the LF Full Power Frieza. Pretty much the best 2 other yellows to choose from. After that, you have did I say purple already? Yeah, I already said purple. You really want Lord Shield. He's kind of hard to replace. He's kind of like core for the team. When it comes to the red, you have DBS Frieza, you have Zenkai Metal Cooler, and then you pretty much have LF Cooler, but he's strike based. So I mean that's pretty much like your red options for the team. So, and then like I said, you have like the backup characters and everything like that. So, yeah, that's pretty much it with LOE. Let's hop into the next team. All right, so for the next team, we have Blast based Majin Buu Saga. So, let's talk about the backup characters. I mean, I think there's really 3 good SZ characters, like in total, for Majin Buu Saga this season. So let's get straight into it. I think the best Z tier is just Transforming Kid Trunks. I think he just has the better kit and stats because he's a transforming character. Summonable Sparking like a regular Sparking compared to an old EX character. I think this Gold thing is like dropped. Where did he drop? He dropped like around, I think, the 3rd Annie. So like right before the 3rd Annie. So pretty old character. So I just think the Kid Trunks might be a little bit better option. But just to keep it blast based, you could rock him. But I mean, there's the ability doesn't really buff Majin Buu Saga anyways. But I mean, there's still 2 good options. And then, you know, maybe I've been seeing EX Dabura, people been rocking them because of his support. So I'll probably say just 3. I'll say 1, probably 2, and then probably 3 right here. After that, we're gonna go to the S tier spot. I think the best S tier here is just Super Buu. I think Super Buu is just really good. You know, he gives high key restore speed to himself. He stuns enemies. I think 3rd turn or 2nd turn, and he gives support buffs for free to play event exclusive characters and Majin Buu Saga. So this is the Majin Buu Saga team, so that's really nice. And I might say that Transforming Goten, I don't know how good he is. He's like right before the 2nd Annie, so I don't know how good he can be, but I'll probably put him 2nd, but I'm just not too sure about him. But let's get to the main 6 here. I kind of changed it up a little bit. I added Buu Duo. Started to add Buu Duo here because I just think like just a powerful blue character, especially for the blast based side of the team here. I have Ultimate Gohan. I have Red Gotenks. I think they're just your main damage dealers for the team. And then after that, I usually typically add in Red Shin. Red Shin actually got moved to the B tier, so that's really nice. But I decided to go up to A tier and add in just 2 yellows with the yellow 18 and the Majin Buu Good. Just because Majin Buu Good also gives support with key recovery, so that's pretty nice. He heals himself, he heals his allies, I think twice a fight, and then over time he also just gives key recovery buffs for his allies, so that's pretty good. I mean, you get higher chance to attack first. That's really nice to, you know, end off the enemies in the fight before your allies get hit. So that's really powerful. 18 in a sense is healing and gives support, so they're just both doing the same thing as yellow characters. And then both of their Z ability is blast based, so that's really nice for the team. Characters like Gotenks and then Ultimate Gohan having double defense kind of hurts the team, so you kind of just need some characters that just has that Z ability for the team, the blast base. Buu Saga, the Buu Duo, they only give it to, I believe, Sun Fam Saiyans and then Vegeta Clan, so only Gohan's going to get that extra blast, I believe. And then for my green, I have Pui Pui just because of the HP and the support that he gives for the team. I know a lot of people don't have him, so I'm going to show you guys some replacements. And let's get straight to it. So when it comes to purple, I think there's only 2 good purple. I mean, you could say 3. I'll probably say 2 good ones and then a decent option. So the first one is Ultimate Gohan, just because his damage output. After that, I'll probably say is just free to play Super Saiyan 3 Goku. His nice support for the team. He's really, really good if you don't have a high star Ultimate Gohan. And then last, I'll say Super Buu for purple. That's pretty much it for that. Unless I don't think I'm missing any other purple Majin Buu Saga characters I didn't summon for. So after that, let's go with red. You do have red Gotenks, just someone that does, you know, that's a good damage dealer for the team. If you don't have him, you do have the Shin. I think, you know, if you want to have like 2 reds for like, you know, 1 for support, 1 for damage, you can add him in there. I also do like talking about this Buhan here, just because he's another character that has double offensive abilities for Majin Buu Saga. And I believe he had a chance to land an extra blast card when he has a chance to do double blast, which is really powerful there. After that, I'll probably say like maybe the Zenkai Super Saiyan 3 Goku. You know, only buffs red for his Z ability. And then maybe this Vegeta, because he actually buffs Majin Buu Saga, just only strike attack side, not the blast side. And then let's get to the yellow. Like I said, yellow is really, the yellow is kind of more support. You don't really see like a high damage dealing yellow for blast base. You got 18, free to play 18, you got the Majin Buu Good. And then, I mean, if you're doing like a, maybe like a Saiyan Majin Buu Saga team, you can add in this Vegeta for a little bit more, just a little bit more help for the team, just because his Z abilities for Saiyans. You could even do like that yellow Goten if you do more of like a hybrids Majin Buu Saga team or like a Sunfan Majin Buu Saga team. But pretty much the best yellows, that's blast base. That's catered to the blast base side is 18 and Majin Buu good. You got some other yellows like Majin Vegeta and stuff that you can rock, but he just flows on the strike base side compared to the blast. Next after that, you do have blue. I think blue is pretty tough. Like I said, I think it's Buu Duo. I think it's LF Kid Buu. You could use like Fusion Vegeta if you want to. It's just that, you know, he's strike base. You also have that Tien too. Tien is pretty solid. He has great support and health restoration, and then his Z ability is up to 42 blast attack and strike defense. So that's really good. I mean, if you have at that high star. That's like my favorite blues here. Videl is strike base. So I'm not going to mention her. And then Boo-Tank is probably last. I mean, he does have a guaranteed blue card. It's just that he buffs PO and regen. So, unless you rock like a regen, like a Boo, Majin Buu Saga team. But then again, it's like you might as well just rock regen, right? You might as well rock regen instead of Majin Buu regen. Just a more niche team. Now, when it comes to the green, if you don't have Pui is, you know, free to play character. That was what, last year, I believe? 2 years ago, actually. 2023, which is nice. If you don't have him, you do have Evo Boo. Pretty much, right? You have Evo Boo. If you want to do like the LF Super Saiyan 3 Goku, you guys can. But I think it's just Evo Boo pretty much. And then unless you want to rock Fat Boo. But I don't think Fat Boo deserves to be in the C tier spot, but he is. It is what it is. And I think that's pretty much all the colors for Majin Buu Saga, right? Yeah. So anyways, let's hop into the next team. Alright, next we have Strike Base Vegeta Clan. I really recommend this team if you have Ultra Majin Vegeta. I just think he's just that good. He just makes the difference with the Vegeta Clan that much. I don't know how good Vegeta Clan is with the fusing Gogeta Blue. I just have him there because he's like the second best yellow to choose from. But I really recommend this if you have the Ultra Majin Vegeta on your team. But yeah, let's hop into the team. So I mean, the team actually gotten better. If you look at the backup characters, I think the best Z tier here by far is the Transforming Kid Trunks. He's part of Strike Base. Has decent stats since he's a transforming character, so I think he's just by far the best Z tier for this team. When it comes to the S tier, though, they have some good options. That's a really good thing about Vegeta Clan. They don't have the best Z tiers, but they have a good plethora amount of S tiers. So to me, I think the best one is like Green Shredder Trunks. I think just because of the double offense for the team, double, you know, giving that strike attack, that's more damage for the team. Another good character here, I think, is like Drip Trunks is really good. I really do like this Coat Vegeta just because he gives support for the team, damage wise, and then he is a base health character, so that's more health, that's more tanking for the team whenever you face the enemy there. So I really do think he's a valuable character. You have Transforming Trunks here. I mean, transforming character, he is really old. He's like right after the first Annie, I believe. So he doesn't have the best stats, but he's still a transforming character, and he gives support for Vegeta Clan when he transforms. So that's really nice. And then I think another character that I like, I think that's not bad, is this Vegeta here. I mean, if he does get hit, he heals himself by 7%. The only issue is he does double defense for Saiyans. I don't think he does it for Vegeta Clan, does he? Nah. Yeah, it's only sagas for the movies and Saiyans. So if you focus more on Vegeta, then he gets a little bit better off his Z ability. But it is what it is. And then I'll probably say like maybe this free to play Super Saiyan 2 Trunks. But I think he's more catered to the future. But you know, it is what it is. So when it comes to my main six, I think the best thing about the Vegeta Clan team is that both of the healers that I like using are both in B tier. You have Bola Vegeta and you have the free to play Majin Buu Vegeta, both giving healing and support for the team. So that's good for survivability wise. And the fact that they're both in B tier, excuse me, is that you can rock your best offensive characters in the C tier spot. So that's amazing that both of them are in the B tier spot. So now we go to the C tier spot. Me personally, I have the Green Trunks here. I just think, you know, him being a Zenkai character has high stats. I think he's probably one of the better. Actually, I think he's second. I think if you have Diamond Vegeta is number one. I think I've seen his kit and it's actually ridiculous. If you have Diamond Vegeta, he is definitely the best green. I'll probably say Super Saiyan Trunks is second. And then, like I said, for yellow, Ultra Majin Vegeta definitely rock for sure, best yellow. And then blue wise, like Fusion Vegito is definitely better, but if you have Soto Trunks, I think he's the second best. You could even argue even Grunks. I think Grunks might be second just because they have equal stats in Strike and Blast, and then they can basically get a guaranteed blue card every other fight, so that's really powerful. So yeah, when it comes to replacement, let's start with green. I think, like I said, the best green is Diamond Vegeta. If you have him, he's really cracked. Definitely use him. After that, I do LF Super Saiyan 3, LF Super Saiyan Trunks, and then I'll say after that is Tag 4s for the best green. I'll probably say last, maybe Super Saiyan Blue, the Zenkai, LF Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta. I'll probably put him last. Next after that, you do have yellow. Like I said, I think yellow is just really just Ultra Majin Vegeta and then Fusion Gogeta Blue, because they're pretty much the only strike-based yellows that's offensive wise. The other two is like Evo and Trunks Vegeta, but they're blast based, so I'm rocking the strike based team. When it comes to the blue, I think Fusion Vegito is the best blue. Sort of hope Trunks is. I'll probably give him third, and I'll say Grunks is fourth. Just because they're blue and purple, so I'll probably put them second. And then I'll put Grunks third. So after that, for the red, I have always just adding this Trunks here just because he's a B tier character. But I mean, he gives support. Does he heal himself? I think he heals himself, but he gives support for his allies, so that's pretty nice. So I always just add him here. He always he gives support start of each turn, and then here at the second turn he gives his allies 20 more damage. So that's just more damage, buildings, which is really nice to me. I really like that. But if you need another red, I mean, you do have Super Vegeta. You have him at high star. She's really damn good. And then 8 Vegeta, I'll probably put him like third. I'll probably put him, I'll put him fourth because he's like one of the must-haves because, he's a support character. So, yeah, that's pretty much it with Vegeta Clan. Let's hop into the next team. Alright, next team we have is strike-based movie sagas. I think when it comes to this team, it's just a really broad team. Movie sagas is a hell of a broad team. So there's so many different variants that you can do. You can do PO movie sagas, you can do Sans movie sagas, you can do hybrids movie saga, you can do that's pretty much it, right? In a sense, it's kind of, like PO and stuff. But I'm gonna just give you guys a list of just really good characters for all of them because there's so many different teams that you can do. But me personally, I think just the movies hybrids one is the best with the triple beast with Pan, and then you just add in the last 4 characters in there and it just works. But that'll just be strike based hybrids in a sense. So yeah, let's get straight into it. When it comes to the Z tiers, they have a lot of good options for the Z's and S for movie saga because it's just that broad of a team. But yeah, let's get straight to it. So for me, I just added in Thouser and the EX Blue Gohan here. I mean, Thouser is a cooler glazer, so you really want to have a cooler on your team if you're going to rock Thouser. Now, he's not the only good character to choose from. You do have some good Z tier blast based characters if you're just trying to choose the best ones, like EX Metal Cooler and EX Bardock. But if we're going for more strike base in a sense, you have Thouser, the Gohan, and then you have the green EX Frieza here. Now, it comes to S tier, they have a ton of options, so I'm going to focus more on strike for this. So here, like I said, you do have EX Final Form Cooler, that's pretty good. You have EX Turles, that's pretty good. You have EX Goku, especially him having the HP for the team, that's really valuable, and he transforms, so that's high stats. You have this Android 13 here. You have Drip Trunks. I'm not entirely sure how good Bojack is for this team. Actually, I never actually took a look at this kid and did a deep dive for real at all, but he does get a guaranteed blue, so that's powerful. I'll add him in here, but probably towards the bottom. So many characters, bro. And then you have like Sparking Tapion. You have EX Cooler, that's blast base, I know, but he's still pretty solid just because of his support. And then you have like characters like him, like the Super Saiyan Vegeta, that's okay. And if you wanted to add in blast based characters like EX Metal Cooler, DBS Frieza, that's just a few blast based movies to name from this S tier spot. But yeah, when it comes to the main 6, like I said, it's just so broad. There's so many characters to choose from. There's so many different niche sagas from the movies team. So I'm kind of just gonna show you guys the best ones that I have currently. I'm just rocking LF Cooler just because I have Thouser on my team. I have Blue Beast, and then I have Pan. I have Garlic Jr., Magenta, and then I have Fat Gotenks. So I have up to 2 C tier characters, and then Garlic Jr., LF Cooler, and Gotenks are all in B, which is nice. Like especially the Gotenks and LF Cooler, they got moved to B tier. I think this season, if I'm not mistaken, if not 2 seasons ago. And then magenta I really just like because the debuffs he gives, and then he gets a guaranteed blue when there's 3 or less enemies characters remaining, so that's just really good to me. I just value that a ton, so I really like him as my green. But yeah, when it comes to each colors though, let's break it down, bro. Let's break it down. So let's start off with yellow. I think the best yellow is just yellow Beast Gohan. He's just ridiculous. Everything he does, every action he does, it literally contributes to a blue card gauge. Yellow Gotenks is really good. I would say Zenkai Gogeta Blue is really good. I'll put Fusion Gogeta like, you know, a little bit less than the Zenkai one, just because like if you do double yellows you can Zenkai buff Beast Gohan, so that's really nice. And I'm focusing on strike base for yellow, right? Strike base or like defense in a sense. After that, pretty much, I mean, it's pretty much going to be like Yellow Tapion in the A tier list, right? Where's Yellow Tapion on? Where you at, boy? Yeah, right here. Nice little, he gives a healing for one character and then like support, so that's pretty cool. After that, when it comes to red, you have so many characters. You have Pan. If you focus on more like a hybrid movies, you have Pan. Pan value just grows, and then her HP is also, you know, for movies. She has the HP Z ability for movies. That's really powerful. Red Beast, you have Nerdhan. Really good red. Am I missing a red movies character? I don't think so. I think I might not be missing anybody. Then you have Cooler for strike base. After that, I'll probably add in like Red Tapion and Great Salmon 1 and 2 because they Zenkai buff red sagas from the movies. So like if you want to do double red with like Cooler or like Red Beast or like Nerdhan, you could rock them two together. One of these two characters and get that Zenkai buff. So that's nice, like Team Zil synergy there. After that, when it comes to purple, I add Garlic Jr. just because one, he has like support for his team with like, I believe his damage and nullification to like, you know, attribute downgrades and at normal conditions and stuff. So that's really nice. After that, when it comes to the other purples though, you do have Ultra Golden Frieza, Ultra Gogeta Blue. You have the Blue Boys, Zenkai Blue Boys. Am I missing a purple for movies? I don't think I am. I don't think I'm missing a purple Sparking. I mean Ultra Broly, right? I don't know how good he is on the strike base team, but I think he'll be pretty solid. Garlic Jr., I'll probably say like Red Ribbon Army Piccolo, like towards the bottom. Light Skin Piccolo, just because he has double Z abilities, offensive Z abilities. I know he's blast based with double Z abilities, so he helps with the strike base side. And I'll probably add like Revival Gohan like towards the bottom. Maybe he gets a little bit more value, do more like a movies hybrids team in a sense with Pan. He can probably dive a little bit more there. After that, in the 8th spot, any pretty solid purples here? Not really. Yeah, not really. So we got red, we got yellow, we got purple. I don't think I did green, did I? Green, I'm not really the biggest fan of. I added magenta. I really like magenta a lot. I don't really like none of the C tier characters here. I think none of them doesn't really like blow my mind in terms of their kits. I just don't think they're like C tier worthy to like waste a C tier on. So I like just having magenta. If not, then like Drip Trunks. That's pretty like my favorite two here. I'd probably say one of the better C tiers though. It might be like Dragon Fist Goku, but that's pretty much it for the green side of things. Then after that, we have blue. I think blue just has a lot of characters to choose from. Blue Beast, you have Ultra Turtles. I know he's more blast based, but I think he kind of have close stats for blast and strike. Ultra Janemba, you have LF my goodness, LF Blue Broly. Gamma 2, I probably put him towards the bottom. And that's pretty much it for the, I mean, you also Ader I think is pretty solid. And then free to play Android 13, and you also have the free to play Bojack for the strike base side of blue. I think that's pretty much all the colors here, bro. Goku is also a good option, but I think he's more worthy as backup than a main 6. So yeah, movies just has a lot of broad characters, a lot of niche movies teams, like I said, like Sun Fam or Hybrids or PO or Saiyans, whatever the case may be. You have a lot of options to choose from for these colors. So anyways, let's hop into the next team. Alright, next we got GT Strike. So I mean, pretty niche GT setup. You know, GT just got a lot of love, and then they just stopped giving them love, bro. Like, it's just crazy, right? You know, it's just how the game is, unfortunately. But Let's talk about the backups, bro. The backups going to basically be the same for Blast and Strike because you just don't have that many options for GT, bro. So I think the best Z tier options is going to be that new GT Trunks, not the Trunks that you see on my screen, but there's a newer GT Trunks. He floors more off Blast, but if you can rock him on the Strike, you know, and he has good stars, use them because that's points there. And then EX Oob, they're just by far the best ones. All the other ones are ass. So anyways, let's go to the S tier spot. The S tier spot, I really like two a lot, like the EX Omega Shenron I really do like, and then you also have the Zenkai Kid Goku. I think they're just the best S tier characters for GT. Then the other ones is like maybe EX Shin and Nova. I'll probably say the Zenkai Vegeta, then Nova, then the EX Shin. Yeah, that's probably how I rank them. So let's get to the main six here. The main six, I mean, what helps GT is that Bola Vegeta now, excuse me, one of the only support healing characters for the team, is actually got moved to B tier, so that's really nice. So you don't gotta waste a C tier spot on her, so that's more points there, so that's really amazing. So now when you look at this setup that I have two C tiers compared to 3. So Super Baby 2 is always going to be used. I don't care if he's Blast or Strike, for Regen or GT. The amount of healing that he does is just nuts. You just need him. So if I can rock Super Baby 2 and he heals Regen and GT, I'm going to use him. That's just, you know, plain and simple. So anyways, let's talk about the main 6 other offensive characters. For green, there's only like one green strike based character, is Tag Forge. You could do LFG4, but I just think Tag Forge is better. They're just a better offensive green for the team. So anyways, when it comes to the other 3 characters, you can kind of like switch it up based off like Zenkai abilities, and based how you kind of want to build your team. So for me, Super Baby 2 got moved up to the B tier spot, so I decided to use him. He ramps up over time. He also has a strike counter, so that's really nice. Extra damage and buffs like that when he does activate that from the enemy. You also have Blue Super Saiyan 3 Goku here. I think he actually like stuns the enemy with his AoE green card first turn. So, and also he's Zenkai buff Super Baby 2. So Super Baby 2 and him are both gonna get Zenkai buff twice. And if you bring all them two together with Omega Shenron, the EX one, he's gonna get Zenkai buff twice as well. So that's really powerful that all 3 of them can get Zenkai buff as the main 6. Then after that, for the red, you do have the red Kid Goku. I decided just to add in an S tier character on that side. So just because I didn't want to add too much B tier characters, but you have different options, so I'm gonna just break it down for you guys. So like I said, Super Baby 2 and Bola, they're kind of just must-haves. If you do have UG4, you could definitely add him on the team. I don't have him, so if you want to do double purples instead of double blues or whatever, you guys could definitely do that for sure. I just don't have them, so I can't show you guys that. But let's give replacements for each color. So blue, I mean, if it's not, I'm always gonna have Super Baby 2, so not him, but another good blue. If it's not this Goku, then it's Celza. I mean, Celza is actually another character that got moved to the B tier spot. I'm glad that they did, but I'd rather just use the Goku because he's a Zenkai buffer. So he can get, so what's name can get Zenkai buff twice, Super Baby 2 instead of once. So that's really powerful. And I'll say Celza is third. Now when it comes to purple, like I said, I think it's just UG4, like best strike based purple. Bola Vegeta's, they're doing their own thing with support, so I'll probably put them second, and then third I'll probably do Zenkai Super Saiyan 4 OG Goku. GT17 is blast based, so I'm not going to reference him. When it comes to the red though, I mean, red is pretty much just Kid Goku here, the one I have on my main 6, and then like Zenkai Omega. The other red is Super 17, he's blast based. Ultra Omega, he's kind of like, he's okay. But I'd rather just use them, and he's in the C tier spot, so I don't want to waste that. And then green, like I said, it's pretty much Tag Force and then LF Gogeta 4. That's pretty much it for the blast based, strike based green characters. So if you want to switch it up though, I mean, yellow, you also have like Forku, you have Super Baby 2, and then you have this yellow Shin here. So what you can do, you can Zenkai buff Super Baby 2 if you want. Maybe you want to do double yellows. Maybe you want to do something like that. Maybe you want to rock 2 C tier, right? 3 another C tier with Forku. You can do something like that. Get him Zenkai buff twice. There's just so many different options that you can do. Like I said, you can keep it like this. You can add him in there. Keep it like this for double Zenkai buff there. there's just a lot of options. There's a few like little builds that you can do with the Zenkai buffs and everything. So I'm gonna just keep it like that though. Let's hop into the next team. All right, next you got GT Blast Base. So when it comes to like the backup characters, again, if you do have that new GT Trunks character, not the one that's on my screen, but the other one, use him because he definitely thrives off the Blast Base GT compared to Strike, but he's just by far the best, high tier boost character for GT. So use him. After that, it's Majub here because he's in Z tier, and then after that in the S tier spot, I'll say it's Omega. I would say Zenkai, Vegeta, especially now on the Blast base side, he has a little bit more value than the Strike base. Then I'd say like the Kid Goku, and then like Shin and Nova and Ice and whatever. But let's talk about the main six. So I always keep Super Baby 2 and Bull Vegeta. I know Bull Vegeta strives more off the Strike side compared to the Blast side, and then Super Baby 2, just like I said, the amount of healing is just ridiculous. So then after that, for the main six. For the red, you do have Super 17. I mean, that's every time he lands a blast card, just the amount of debuffs that he does. And then after that, for green, you have Omega Shenron, bro. I think it's really only him, and then like two other greens. But I decided to add him because like there's only 3 C tier characters that I'm using, so I might as well just use them. And then purple, there's only one like good purple blast base, like it's GT 17. Everybody else is strike base. Bola, OG Goku, and then G4. Ultra G4, and then yellow I just added in Rage just because he's in the A tier spot. He has great support and everything, so I decided I might actually move him, because he actually supports. Yeah, so I actually just keep it like this. Anyways, so yeah, when it comes to replacement for each color, let's get into it, bro. So let's start off with blue. I think blue, I mean, you have EX Omega. That's a good blue, but you gonna rock him as one of your backup characters. And all the other blues are just strike based, bro. I mean, you can add in this Universe Spirit Bomb Goku. I just don't think he's worth, in my opinion. So I think it's really just out of luck with the strike based side or the blue blast based side of GT. Pretty much just Omega, EX Omega, and then Super Baby 2. When it comes to the blast base, green, I would say Omega. Then after that, you do have, I'll say Baby Trunks is second. Then after that, I'll probably do the full power Super Saiyan 4 Goku. Red wise, like I said, Super 17. I'll probably put him number 1 by far. Then it's going to be this free to play Goku. He's in the A tier spot. And then after that, I'll probably say the free to play Shin. And then after that, I'll say Zenkai, Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta. Yellow wise, I'm going to put Rage. Yeah, I'm going to put Rage number 1 because his support and stuff, and what he does every time he gets hit, which is nice. Then after that, I'll probably say just Shin, because Shin is a defensive type, but he has like good stats for strike and blast. So he's another good option. Has high stats because he's a Zenkai character. Is that pretty much it for the team? Yeah, purple. I already said GT 17. That's pretty much it, unless you want to use like UG4 or whatever. Yeah, that's pretty much it for Blast Base GT. Let's hop into the next team. Next team we have Blast Base Unireps, man. Like I said, for Unireps, like when it comes to their S and Z tier characters, it's like literally like a roller coaster. One day all of them are in Z and S, and then like a season like this, they're literally all in B. Like if I should show you guys, these are all the EX characters. Why is EX Dispo, Bergamo, Champa, Vados, and Kale all in the B tier spot? I have no clue. But anyways, let's get straight to it. The Z tier spots, there's just no one good. I just think all of them suck, in my opinion. So in S tier, I think the best one is literally Zenkai Kaba, Red Dispo, and I'll probably say like Yellow Champa. Yeah, crazy. Anyway, let's hop into it. The main 6 here, though. For my main blue, is MVP 17. He's just pretty much the only blue, like viable blue for real. You have EX Kale, but EX Kale, her whole thing is support and healing. She's really like the main healer for the team, so gotta have her. And then for the other characters though, offensively, like yellow, AGF Freeze is just a must run, guaranteed blue card. Possibly can get 2 depending on how the match goes. And if you have a yellow style, he can do an ultimate, guaranteed ultimate instead of the blue card. Purple wise, I always go with L of Jiren. Just for me, I like the antagonist a little bit more instead of UI. But depending on your stars and everything, you might want to put UI in there for the blast base purple. And then for the red, I always add in Bergamo for the team. Now, what you could do, you could add in MUI Goku. I know MUI Goku has an evade thing, so you know that helps with that. But Bergamo has a counter. He ramps up over time, and then he heals like third turn, and then he's an HP buffer for the team. So that's pretty valuable as well. So I mean, just to each their own. And then Green has this God Topo here. I just, I think the fact that he's now in the B tier spot is just really valuable to me, compared to all the other greens blast base that's on here. So when it comes to the replacement, let's talk about blue. I think pretty much the only blue character that can replace MVP 17 is pretty much like TOP 18, I guess. He's okay. And then after that, it's like Go Freezer, but Go Freezer's on the strike base side of Unireps, so it's like, eh. When it comes to the purple side, I think it's pretty much just LF Jiren or LF UI Goku for purple. Purple blast base. When it comes to yellow, AGF is #1 in my opinion. Then I'll say like Evo, and then I'll put Ultra Kaioken Goku. I just don't have my high stars. And then that's pretty much it for the yellows. EX18 is pretty good, but it just depends on your stars, but she has great support for the team. Then when it comes to the green side, I think, like I said, is LF. I'm not LF, but God Topo. He should have an LF, actually. God Topo, then you have green Frieza, TN, and then blue, Super Saiyan blue, Vegeta. I'll probably put them 4th and 5th. Third, I'll put Evoken, and then like, actually I'll put them 5th and 6th, and then I'll put the Rev UI 4th. And then when it comes to the red side, it's like Bergamo and MUI Goku because he has equal stats, and then he has double offensive Z abilities. So yeah, that's pretty much it with Unireps Blast. Let's hop into the strike side of Unireps. Alright, for Unireps Strike, bro, I mean, for the boost characters, it's pretty much the same, bro. Like I said, they really hold the Z tier. Like, there's really nobody that I like. Maybe like Basil, but I just don't know, bro. I'd rather just go down to the S tier, use Zenkai Kaba and Dispo, and then Champa, one of those three. But if you guys use any of these other like high tier boost characters that I'm not mentioning, that's pretty good, and you rock Unireps, then let me know down below. But to me, I think these are like the best three, and like they just hold the EX, all the EX units. I don't know why they're in the B tier spots, but it's just weird. Anyways, though, but let's talk about the main six. The main six, I mean, main blue, you're gonna have Kale just for support and healing, regardless of what team she's on. And then at blue 17, I mean, he's just the best, like blue, like full blue. He's just the best blue. Like, even though he's blast based, he's just the best blue for the team. Now, when it comes to the other characters, though, I decided to add in Go Frieza. Go Frieza, I mean, like, just the best offensive purple. I know that he's half purple, but he's still the best purple, bro. Like, there's no like full purple that's really good in the same league as Go Frieza. That's just how much love that they have stopped giving Unireps. Literally after like the Legends Fest with UI Goku and you know, Evoken and all that. Like, they literally have not touched the team in like 2 years, which is wild to me. Anyways, though, for the yellow, I decided to go with Zenkai Kaioken Goku, because he gets a guaranteed blue, I believe, start of turn 2, and he's a transforming character, high stats. That's nice. Green, I mean, really the best green is just Kiawe. Kiawe gets support for the team. I believe she like heals herself by like a little bit, or like she heals her allies by like 1%. So strike damage and health for her allies, that's pretty cool. Nice downgrades, and she ramps up her gauge pretty solid throughout each fight, so that's pretty cool. And then for my red, I have Bergamo, but you know, you got so much more options. You got 3 other good options to choose from. I'll probably say MUI Goku is second, just because of his evade stuff, and then his double offense Z ability for the strike tide, which is really nice. Then after that, you have like Ultra Hit. I would say, depending on how many stars you have, I'll probably put him 4th. Just like if you have him at 5 stars, I don't think he's as dominant, because he's a pretty squishy ultra character. So then, depending on his star counts, he's either 3rd or 4th. If you have a high star Casserole, I think Casserole is actually in the A tier spot, and I think he's pretty solid too. So I think he actually gives like support, and I know he heals at a certain time. Yeah. So that's pretty cool. I mean, and he also gets his gauge and stuff. So not a bad character for the red spot as well. But yeah, that's pretty much it with the with the Unireps team, bro, they just got to give them more character. There's so many LF and moments that they can drop for that team, but they just stop giving them love. So maybe they might just get like a Majin Buu Saga love out of nowhere, where they just start spamming Unireps after the anniversary. Maybe if we don't get like a Ultra MUI Goku for the anniversary, maybe they start spamming them right after instead of movies and stuff, and they focus on him. You know, we'll see. But let's hop into the last tag, and I'm gonna be and I'll catch you guys there. All right, last team we do have is blast based hybrids. Not the last team, but the last tag. Yeah, let's get straight into it. When it comes to the blast based side, I think the strike based side is a little bit better, but we'll still get into it. So with the backup characters, I think the best Z tier is the super. Well, actually, this Gohan, but he's strike based. But if you have on a high star, definitely use him. And then I'll probably say second is this kid Trunks, but he's strike based as well. And then, you know, the best blast for Z tier is Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks, my bad. And then for the backup characters here, I think like EX Kid Gohan is pretty solid. Depending if you have Trunks, he's actually going to be pretty good if you have a Trunks character on your team. So you can definitely add him in there. If you have like Tag TV or like Grunks. I love Grunks there. And then another character I like is this Green Shredder Trunks. I know that he's more strike based than blast, but the double Z ability is pretty nice for the blast based team, so I decided to add that in there. But anyway, let's hop into the main six though. I mean, one of your main sixes is going to be Pan, just because the best characters for hybrids is Gohan. So you just want to add as many Gohan characters as possible. So you want to add Pan, especially she's giving the HP for the team. The amount of support and debuffs and stuff, the support for her allies and debuffs for the enemies is just ridiculous, and then extra charge rate for Gohan characters and stuff is pretty nuts. Then after that, just offense, like all the other Gohans, right? So we have Ultimate Gohan as our purple. If you have Ultra Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, definitely rock him over Cryhan for sure. Like, he's just better. Why? I mean, he counter strikes and get a guaranteed blue right after that. And then Grunks is really good, bro. I mean, he gets up to like what 50% special move gauge each turn, each fight. Each fight, so that's pretty good. So like every 2 fights, he can get a guaranteed blue. And then especially with Pan, there's it's actually gonna like increase it to a higher rate. And then, yeah, I just have yellow Gotenks in here just because he's just a equal character and he gives support and debuffs as well. So I just added him in the middle. And then for like my other character, I decided to add in like blue, this blue Super Saiyan Gohan, just because I think he's in the 8. Ooh, I think he's in the 8th tier spot. So I decided to just add him as like my last character to choose because I had nobody else to choose. And you know, he's a blast based hybrids character, and I think his Z ability does blast, right? Hopefully, yep, it does. For Sun Fam, so you know, everybody's going to get it besides the Gotenks Z ability wise, right? Yep. So I mean, it is what it is. But replacements for each team, I mean, for green, Super Saiyan 2 Gohan Ultra is the best. Then after that is Cryhan for blast base. Then after that, maybe like that green Super Saiyan Gohan, probably third. Blue, I'm going Grunks, and then the other blue, like I said, if it's for blast base wise, I'll probably go with this Gohan Youth. Purple wise, I'm gonna go Ultimate Gohan, and then after that, I'll probably go Grunks because they're half blue, half purple. I mean, they're the best blue as well. You could argue say they're the best purple too, but they're not half. They're not full purple. Yellow wise, I mean, if you could rock TV, you could. I mean, Ultra Gohan is by far the best yellow. I mean, regardless of Strike or Blast, but I don't have him. But after that, I mean, TV is second. I just didn't want to add too many Z tier characters, C tier characters on my team. I didn't want to add 5, so I decided to just add in yellow Gotenks instead. After yellow Gotenks though, and TV and Beast, I'll probably add in yellow Transforming Goten because he gives double offensive Z abilities for hybrids, and then he transforms, he gets a guaranteed blue, and then he gives support for his allies depending on where you place them. So after that, I'll probably say red is probably Gotenks if you want to do 2 reds instead, and then after that, I'll probably do Nerdhan. I would say Pan because of the support for the Gohans, and I'll say Gotenks, then I'll say Nerdhan because he has double offensive Z abilities. He heals and supports and gets his gauge over time, so that's pretty nice. And then after that, another good purple I'll probably say is this Goten character. So if you pair him up with a lot of Gohans, you know, he giving extra damage support and then healing as well. So if you want to add in another purple, you can definitely add him. You could do something where you just take him out and then add in this Goten. You could definitely do that. I wouldn't be obliged to that. idea. If you just want someone that has a little bit more healing for the team, you could definitely do that for sure. But then maybe you might take Gotenks out, add him in here, add him here, and then maybe add in like Transformer Goten here, maybe something like that. You can do something like that. So yeah, that's pretty much it with the blast based side of hybrids. Let's hop into the last team here, strike base hybrid. All right, so for the last team we have is strike base hybrids, my bad. So yeah, let's finish this up, bro. Let's talk about the Z tier spots. The best ones is, if we look at the strike base side, I mean, we go to Z tier, it's going to be EX, Super Saiyan Teen Gohan here. Is he a teen? No, he's adult. My bad. Yeah, Teen Gohan. Wow. And after that, you have Transforming Kid Trunks, by far, just because they're both strike base. And then probably third, I mean, even though they're on the blast base side, but I'll probably mention Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks because he's pretty solid. When it comes to the S tier side, though, you have some good strike base options. You have Drip Trunks, you have Green Shredder Trunks, you have this Transforming Movie Trunks. And then if you do rock a Trunks on your team, you have this EX Gohan that you can rock as well. And then I think he's more so future, so I'm not going to mention them, but I'll probably say those are like my top 4 for the hybrids S tier. And I'll top it to the main 6. So the main 6, I mean, it's just going to be Beast Gohans. Future Gohan is supposed to be Yellow Beast, so please don't just rock Yellow Future Gohan. He's supposed to represent Yellow Beast. If you don't have Yellow Beast, then just rock Yellow Gotenks. He's by far the second best yellow, and then all that good stuff there. But if he's supposed to represent Yellow Beast, I did not summon for Yellow Beast. I know Beast Gohan is back on his banner. I just don't think it's worth summoning for. I think you might as well save for anniversary. But besides the point, I do have Bola. Bola is actually in the B tier spot, so she's giving support and healing for the team. So that's really nice for all the people around her. So that's pretty cool. And I think she actually gives strike, attack, Zeo booties, right? No, that's just double offense, double defense. But it is what it is. I mean, still support and healing. That's nice. And then, of course, you're gonna have Pan on the team because all the best characters for hybrids is Gohan characters. And then, like I said, the support buffs she gives for her allies, and extra support buffs for like Gohan and Piccolo characters. And then the debuff she gives for the enemies. And then she's an HP buffer. Like, she's just a must-have for your team. Then after that, for the other characters, bro, like this blue, I mean, it's Beast Gohan. And then red, you can do either Nerd Han or Red Beast. Either one is fine. And then yellow, like I said, is Yellow Beast. And then green, I just added in Drip Trunks. I didn't want to add in. I only have 3 C tiers. You could add in Super Saiyan Trunks if you want to. You could definitely add him there if you want to add 4 C's. But I'll just keep it at 3 for now. I mean, well, Ultra Beast will be 4 C tiers. Actually, he will actually be 4 C tiers. So I actually will just keep Drip Trunks in there. He's an S tier character, helps with points. So I'll just keep it like that. And yeah, when it comes to replacement, like I said, Pan is pretty much irreplaceable because of the support HP. And then just the glaze he gives for the other Gohan characters, so you definitely want her. Bulla Vegeta, I mean, they're just support. So I mean, if you want to maybe add in another offensive character, you could just keep them, use him because he heals and gives support as well. But in terms of offensive wise, maybe like Revon. Or if you can go down to the C tier spot, maybe you just use Grunks because they have pretty much equal strike stats for strike and blast. Pretty much equal, so you can rock them on a strike based team. Or Ultimate Gohan, but then you just might as well rock blast base, but you can rock them. They'll still be fine. When it comes to blue, it's pretty much Blue Beast, and then it's like I said, it's Grunks because they're half blue, half purple. Then it's sort of whole Trunks. Red, I mean, you pretty much have Red Beast, and then it's like Nerd Han, and then maybe Great Salmon 1 and 2. Because they Zenkai buff red movies, so like if you do double reds, you can act triple reds, you could Zenkai buff Pan and like Red Beast or Nerd Han. Another good red is, where's what's the name at? Trunks and Mai. I think Trunks and Mai is pretty solid too. Where they at? I think they're okay, but I don't think their Z ability isn't for hybrids. I usually don't use them. Now when it comes to yellow, like I said, I think it's Ultra Beast by far, like by a landslide. Then it's Yellow Gotenks, and then after Yellow Gotenks, I'll probably add in Yellow Goten. Double Z ability offense. I mean, he transforms, he gets a guaranteed blue, and then he gives support for his allies, so that's pretty good. Green, like I said, is LL Super Saiyan Trunks. I mean, you could do Ultra Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, you can, but like I said, I'm trying to keep it strike base. after that, bro, I mean EX Grunks here is not a bad option, but I'd rather just go to S tier and just rock a regular sparking of Grunks. And then you also have this EX Gohan there. If you pair him up with a Trunks, he gets extra like damage and reduction of damage or something like that. So yeah, that's pretty much it with the video there. That's pretty much it with the team. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hopefully you guys watch the segments, and if you guys have questions, comment down below. Please don't comment, hey, I don't have yellow DKP, who should I use? Watch the segment, please, bro. I don't just yap here every other Wednesday for you to comment down below asking that type of question, because you did not watch the full segment of the team that you're trying to build. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed. Like, comment, subscribe, and rough, and I'm out. Peace.